What is up, everybody? Good morning to you. Welcome back to more esports news here on Esports Talk. My name is Jay. Let's break it down, why don't we? Today, for the first story, well, we got a lot of great stories all day long. So if you guys want to come back later, I would gladly have you guys here on the channel check out more of our content. First of all, though, I'm going to take a bold statement of the day. I'm going to say China is lying about their viewership numbers for PUBG. I've said it here first. You guys might have heard it somewhere else first, so they can take the credit, guys. But I do believe after several PUBG events, although PUBG viewership, I will say in China, is hysterical. The way they view those games over there, especially ever since PUBG Mobile has actually launched as well, very much successfully, their viewership is insane. It's actually, I think, record-breaking in itself, although I do think they heavily inflate, if not lie about their numbers, or at least misconstrue them in a way that we think that 100 million people are actually watching PUBG. It was last year's Global Invitational back in 2018. A few sources actually reported 100 million concurrent viewers. Alongside that, this past weekend, guys, was their Nations Cup, where people actually thought 150 million people were watching the PUBG event. That is 10% of China's population that people are watching PUBG. Now, again, I must say, guys, PUBG has been greatly successful in China, along with mobile, has done great things, and it's almost made a resurgence back in the Battle Royale scene. They are doing great numbers, but I don't think they're doing those numbers. That is absolutely insane. You think back to the Boston E-League final here on, I think, back in 2018, correct, for CSGO. If I got that date wrong, I do apologize. What was their concurrent viewership for the grand finals? 1.5 million? You think 150 million are watching a PUBG event? No, but it's weird though, because I usually trust esports charts for viewership, and you always see them, with Chinese viewership, without Chinese viewership, and it always seems there's either zero Chinese viewers or there's a bunch of them. Back in 2018, alongside some of these events, you saw the number 59 million Chinese viewers, and then of course you add in all the other platforms is what they're kind of accruing to these 100 million, 150 million plus numbers, or so we believe. Across several Reddit threads out there, you will actually find Chinese viewers who admit to you guys, these are not viewership figures, they are popularity numbers. And also, I'm not just checking Reddit, guys. Thanks to Flora. She is our Chinese insight, our Chinese source for a few good CSGO stories out there. Love you, Flora. We also reached out to her about this, and she did say, in fact, many of these Chinese websites, they don't actually represent a viewership number based off those numbers. It is, like many Reddit threads have said, a popularity number or a popularity figure, which is misconstrued, and it's not actually a viewership metric. And exactly how they measure that metric, no one knows. The more I talked to Flora, the more confused I got, because apparently, according to her, you could actually divide that number by anywhere from 20 to 50 is what she said. And again, everyone's pretty much just guessing what the viewership is based off, how many comments are going through the thread or through the live stream itself. That's how many people are in the live stream. You have to kind of assume the general number because no one actually knows the true number. You can imagine, right? You've seen Twitch streams like Ninja. I did not actually mean it. I swear I did not mean that. So you go back to old Twitch streams at Ninja, or current streamers, of course, XQC, Dr. Disrespect, or Shroud. You see they have 20, 30, 40,000 viewers, and their chat is just going, it's going berserk. You can imagine, though, if it's even feasibly possible to have 150 million people watching, I guess, concurrently. So let's say 50 to 60 million are watching a single stream. Imagine that feed. Would that even work? So like I said before, now based off several sources, I think there's the misconception out there about Chinese viewership. I do think that Chinese viewership is probably remarkable. It's probably way more than we think it is, but now we're seeing these numbers of 100 million, 150 million, 10% of an entire Chinese population apparently watching a single PUBG event. It seems a bit fictitious, right? Now, my sources said that they do believe it is actually misconstrued, but how are we ever going to figure out the exact viewership if all of these websites out there, they give us these popularity numbers, which no one knows how that breaks down into an actual viewership number? It can be quite confusing. So I just want to be one of the sources out there to say I do believe these Chinese viewership numbers are heavily misconstrued for a few events, especially when it comes to PUBG. As much as I would love to say for an esports news channel that PUBG is getting 100 million, 150 million viewers concurrently, that's their entire active monthly player base, guys. We all know that active monthly player bases are not all watching the same single event. I think I have enough backing. You guys, of course, can leave your comments and thoughts down below about this, especially if you guys are by chance a Chinese viewer. Let me in and let me know if I got this right or not, and I would gladly, approach this story in a different manner if I am actually wrong about this. I do believe, though, Chinese viewership numbers are heavily misconstrued currently right now for esports, especially when it comes to PUBG numbers. Now, I hope you guys do stop back, though, because our next two stories are going to be pretty insane. We're covering CSGO next. Alongside that, sometime soon, we'll be covering Booga, the winner of the Fortnite World Cup solo event. And then also we're going to cover Dingle Derper and Phantom Lord. If you guys know any of these names, you might want to stop back later today. As always, my name is Jake, always here at Esports Talk, breaking down esports news. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you sometime soon. Until next time, take care. Bye.